And I explained, look, effectively you're acting ultra vires if you are suggesting that simultaneous evacuation is needed. If you are saying that the building is compliant in the way it's been put together, you can't also then say that simultaneous evacuation is required for the building just because it's timber frame. He received my email with all the qualifications on it, and he said, and I explained that it's pointed him to approved document B, what's in approved document B, quoted from it, and he said, I don't know what's in approved document B, and I don't care, but my report stands. Those are the sorts of idiots you're dealing with in this industry. So, look,
I think, it makes sense. If you're doing the fire strategy, for me personally, I will be making a recommendation to our board. Obviously, I need to discuss things with you as well, Basil, before I do this, but I'll be making, whoever does the fire strategy, does the fire risk assessments, do all the bits to it, because it's a cohesive approach. It's not, a bit here and there, and put it all under one banner and take it from there. I think that's the only sensible way to do it. So.
All right. Look, we better wrap up.
Basil, once it's all completed, am I right in saying that there's the need for quarterly inspections? Is this the statutory requirement or a voluntary?
Are you talking about fire doors? Because I seem to remember something about inspections for fire doors.
That's right.
But I don't think there's necessarily a need for quarterly inspections on everything. It's just, I think fire doors seems to have, been raised as an issue that needs to be looked at on a regular basis.
Good practice, I think, and just to make sure that doors are closing. They're obviously designed to close, but have we got a record of a visual inspection twice a day that all the doors are closed and no combustible materials in the reception areas? I think sometimes you can take all risk or all actions to reduce risks to health and safety, and you can show and evidence that. I think that's ultimately what they're looking for.
Yeah.
Basil, just on a matter of detail, can you have fire doors that have slight gaps in them on the edge, as it were?
Well, your fire doors, if you look at them, if you open a fire door, you should see around the outside a seal. Do you see that? That's what we call
intumescent strip. Is that
it might be intumescent, it might not. But the bottom line is it's meant to be what we call a smoke seal. The idea is that your fire doors are not just meant to hold back flames, they are meant to hold back smoke. And that's actually probably the most important thing that your walls and your doors are doing, is holding back smoke, because it's smoke, I can guarantee you, is the thing that's going to kill people. Rather than, of all the people that die in a building fire, pretty much 100% of them will have been killed by smoke. And it's not so much smoke inhalation, it's the heat, the sheer heat of the smoke. And people don't necessarily realize how hot the smoke gets, but 600, 700 degrees, no living thing can survive those sorts of temperatures. So the smoke seals around the doors should be closing off any gaps. Now, what you probably ought to look at as well is around the architraves as well, and making sure that the door's been installed correctly in the first place. Because if the frame has been installed and it's got gaps in it, well, that's no use, particularly if the fire stopping isn't appropriate around the doors as well. So it has got to be, it's got to be something that can be easily open so that people can escape, but it's also got to stop smoke. Very clearly, it's got to stop smoke, and you can't have gaps. There may be a visible gap. There may be a visible gap, but as long as that gap, in the event of a fire, maybe it's closed off by an intumescent,
3 mil,
then that's fine.
Your 3 mil tolerance around the outside, and then I think it's 8 on the bottom. But obviously that's without the smoke seals, obviously, because they would be straight away. But you wouldn't see that when the door's closed. You just see a slight gap around the edge staining.
Exactly.
So it's normally 3 mil around the top, bottom. Sorry, sides and top, and 8 mil on the bottom.
And the reason that the 3 mils there as a maximum is, those intumescents should fill that gap. They should be able to fill that gap.
That's what I was after. Yeah, that's what I was wanting to know. Yeah. Thanks, Basil. That's good.
Yeah. Sometimes as well, you know, we use the gap around doors to act as new air supply for a room or whatever, for a corridor. So, you know, a small gap around a door is not a bad thing when there's no fire, but that's only when there's no fire. Okay. Look, we've probably overdone our time, but I'm going to suggest a way forward. If I think what I'll ask Patsy if she will do for me is just make contact with you after this meeting. I think you've got all of their addresses, haven't you? And if you're interested, what I think I'll do is give you access to the portal so you can have a little play around yourselves, okay? And just, you know, you could start to have a go at getting used to it. And I think in about a week's time, if you're wanting to start with us, then, you know, we'll give you all the necessary access that you need so you can do what you need to do. Yeah. All right.
That's good.
Okay. Right then. Well, thank you very much for your time, gentlemen.
Thanks. It's very useful.
Thank you, Basil. Thank you, Patsy.
Thank you, Basil.
Thanks very much. Bye-bye.
Patsy, are you able to just share the slides that you had today that Basil presented?
Yeah, I think that should be okay, shouldn't it, Basil?
Yeah, no problem. Yes.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
great.
I'll make sure that's done.
Well, the video,
Yeah, okay.
we'll put the video on the Vemco YouTube channel as well, so you'll see the whole video as well.
Yeah, that's good enough for me. I just want to just understand, you know, the yellow documents you had at the bottom.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I understand.
Yeah. Okay. Then Basil, I'll email you separately because we want to move forward with this and then discuss some other things with you as well.
No problem at all. Take care, all.
Take care. Have a good day.
Take care, guys.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye.